When my pikin lost, I'm half dead. I'm a mad woman then.
We bought kerosene from all those little boys that were walking. So after putting the kerosene on the stove, we just wanted to light it. That's when the stove exploded.
My pikin, Abona, the eye, they take and see. You go dey bring water. As we reach hospital, now they say it don't damage.
For 16 years that I had this club foot, they took away my self-esteem as a woman from me.
My pikin go outside, he go cry, come back house. I said, my pikin, wetin happen? He said that they cause and say in leg bend.
It's that bad that people cannot even pay 10K, 5K. So I spoke to Dr. Donald and said, you know what, let's start something where we can help those that cannot afford to pay their bills.
The foundation was set up primarily to assist people who could not pay their medical bills, and it's actually a thankless job.
We've reconciled problems confronting several children that are too numerous, but I can't even remember all.
JIimmy Omo-Agege Initiative. It's all about helping the less privileged and the downtrodden, those that cannot even afford to take themselves to the hospital.
We also set aside funds for, say, people who are indigent and also cannot pay their school fees. And sometimes we also keep aside funds for helping orphanages, old people's homes, prisons, and some other missions.
The JIimmy Omo-Agege Initiative formally came into existence in 2016.
It started all with, I think I was in the hospital, Prime Hospital in Port Harcourt, and there was this Dr. Omi, my friend, then was telling me how there was a patient outside and he could not pay his bills. He was supposed to do a scan, and what he needed to pay for the scan was just 60,000 naira. So we're discussing it, and I told him that if it's just 60,000, why not? And because I think they were suspecting the guy had cancer. So I said, 60,000, he can't just afford to pay just for the scan. I was going to pay. So, but the funny thing was that when they went out to look for him, he had gone. So that really got me worried, and that's where everything started from.
But JIimmy has been helping humanity long before the initiative was incorporated. From paying hospital bills, empowering indigent families, to aiding the recovery of trafficked children, the initiative has helped well over 400 recipients.
The case of a boy that comes to mind was the boy was playing, he jumped from a height. He landed and broke his thigh bone. The fracture turned out to be an open fracture. When I say open, I mean the bone had pierced the skin. And the parents did nothing about it. They left the child like that for almost 2 weeks until the bone and the skin were rotten. He was tied up with some cloths. He was oozing pus and all. In fact, the thought of it right now is touching. So we met this child, and we immediately decided to take up the case. And we took him, we did the initial x-rays, and it's confirmed our fears. The bone was broken and fragmented and was protruding from the skin. So we had to take him through the process, book a hospital appointment, and he was seen, and the procedures were done. And today, I think he's fine. He's using that particular leg.
Daddy, I want to go farm now.
Now, the second case that comes to mind was a child who presented with clubfoot. And this child, since birth, because of that foot, has not gone to school. The mother could barely afford to feed him, not to talk less of send him to school, and the foot was becoming an impediment in his social life.
When I go to hospital, they come tell me say na 1 million naira. And I look at now farm work, me with my husband, they work. I go for sit down 1 million naira. So God so kind, I come go meet Jimmy for our town, Orogu. So now can help me.
When we met him, we actually projected not just for his medical ailment, but we projected for his future, because not attending to him at that point would have simply meant condemning him to a life of poverty. And his case was such that we needed to do the procedures in phases, about 3 to 4 phases, with the final phase involving giving him special shoes.
I happy oh, I happy well, not be small. I happy because what make me dey happy be say I know they throw away one leg of shoe again. Then they wear the 2 complete shoe now.
The JIimmy Omo-Agege Initiative has helped pay for the treatment of a child with multiple holes in her heart at the Delta State University Teaching Hospital, Ogara, plus medical bills of children in orphanage homes. But that's not all.
One of my boy, he get wahala from birth. The nose, he cut, and the mouth, the same thing. And you know they take breast direct.
The initiative has paid for 3 operations for her son, with another scheduled to correct the eye defect.
Now where they don't do the operation, so if I see the pikin, I dey feel happy. Sometimes, I dey think about the eye.
Clinton is one of the over 400 beneficiaries of the JIimmy Omo-Agege Initiative.
When I was small, I was very sick. During the course of the treatment, they gave me an injection. So after that injection, the sickness stopped. But the injection they gave to me generated to something else. My leg started curving gradually. So it's actually curved to club foot. I grew up meeting my leg like that. I met somebody that took me to one hospital in Edo State. So I met with the doctors, they checked my leg and they said the operation can be done, but not in that hospital. They will have to take me to another hospital in Benue State. When they gave us the bill, when I saw the bill, Jesus, where are we starting from? The bill as at 2015 was about 200 and some fraction. I was like, who will I even run to for this bill? If I go to my father's family, they will all give me one excuse upon another. I lost my dad when I was just 8 years old. My dad died, leaving my mom with 5 kids, leaving her with nothing. For 16 years that I had this club foot, they took away my self-esteem as a woman from me. I'm still surprised that I've not seen Mr. Jimmy in person. Honestly, I'm just hearing his name for the first time, and I'm really, really grateful that he was the one that sponsored my surgery.
The initiative has also funded the medical bills of a child who was deaf, dumb, and blind. It paid for her orthopedic materials, physiotherapy for a year, and other drugs. But it goes beyond medical bills. It has also helped track trafficked children.
Mr. Jimmy tried, now God sent her, God gave me, to find my daughter for me. The thing happened February 16. Then I see my daughter October 5th. And Mr. Jimmy really tried for me. Money when would they spend? My own to just from our village, transport reach Ugele. From Ugele, we go start movement. My 5 naira, even my mother money not yet again. My own just to dress, we will go Port Harcourt.
It also funded the case to take away custody from a woman who would rather beg than submit her child for surgery. Hope was lost for 18-year-old Yoyo, a burnt victim after numerous promises to help fund her surgery. But her light was rekindled when the JIimmy Omo-Agege Initiative stepped in.
It was my birthday. I was very happy on that day. We wanted to do something little for just the birthday, to celebrate the birthday. And we bought kerosene from all those little boys that were hawking. So after putting the kerosene on the stove, we just wanted to light it. That's when the stove exploded. I used to think that this I will be forever. My father ran away. My mother was running up and down. She sold her machines just for me to feed well. for me to have my drugs, for me to take my injection. Lots of people have come and say they want to do the surgery, they want to do the surgery, they will come, they will go. I was very happy when I heard that Mr. Jimmy would help me with the surgery and the rest. I was very grateful.
One may wonder, why does Jimmy go the extra length to do all these?
Charity is my religion. God has done too much for me.
I've treated a lot of people, they don't even know their background.
I would say Jimmy Omo-Agege is one of the most selfless people I've ever met.
You see, the main aim of this is not something I wanted to advertise. This is something I want to do for God. I started in River State.
I've known him for roughly 15 years. We've had time to discuss issues concerning assisting people in one form or the other.
Jimmy Omo-Agege see helping people as the reason why he's alive or why he came to existence. To be honest with you, without exaggeration, that man he has paid medical bills for children through me over 40 people. That's exaggeration.
There's so much to treat, so many people to treat, you know. So when you see them out there, you know that you cannot do it alone. You have to just let people come in and assist.
We are projecting that in the next 5 to 10 years, we would have incorporated enough assistance from people who share like visions. Doing this work with Jimmy Omo-Agege actually makes me feel both happy and proud. Happy as a person and proud as a human being.
Most time I go home with my tummy filled up, no appetite to eat. I go home happy. I always see myself successful.
I'm happy when I give. If I don't give, I'm not happy. So that's me. So, and like the main reason I'm giving back is because God has blessed me so much. When I mean so much, you won't understand.
The Jimmy Omo-Agege Initiative's goal is to do the greatest good for a greater number of people, but it has a passionate appeal.
The world needs more people like Jimmy, because if we spend just a fraction of our income assisting people, there will be less pain and sorrows in this world. Jimmy, if you are watching this, I want to tell you 2 things that I've not told you before. Please don't stop. You are actually some people's only hope. Then 2, we have to do more to let people know what you are doing.
I can't do it alone. Even if they join, we can't all do it alone. More people will have to come. It's just something we'll have to continue to do and just help humanity. That's what's important in life.